Today on the MWHS Wildcat News.
King of Kings Church hosts the Night to Shine event.
HOSA demonstrates a surgical simulation.
A PSA about the importance of voting.
The swim team competes at Metros.
And the drama department showcases a play written by a Millard West alum.
This and more on the MWHS Wildcat News.
Good morning, Wildcats. Today is February 28th, 2020, and I'm Caitlin Lloyd.
And I'm Edison Geiler. Let's head into today's stories. King of Kings Church hosted the Night to Shine event on Friday, February 7th, a prom for students with special needs. From recruiting volunteers and coordinating games to planning a buffet and rolling out the red carpet, freshman Tate Ray's family helped organize the dance with the purpose of creating long-lasting memories.
Here's staff reporters Annalise Smalley and Morgan Weir with the details.
On February 7th, the Ray family in King of Kings Church in Omaha, Nebraska hosted Night to Shine, a prom for people with different abilities to create long-lasting memories.
Night to Shine is a prom put on by the Tim Tebow Foundation that allows people with different abilities to really shine. And so it's a prom where we give them dresses, we feed them, they get to walk down the red carpet, and they really just feel loved. That's the biggest goal, is that they feel loved and they feel chosen, and that we just get to see their beauty.
People are able to volunteer for the night, whether it is serving food, cheering on the guests as they walk on the red carpet, or helping to run the event. They could also opt to get a buddy and enjoy the night with them.
I'm in National Honor Society, and they offered this as an opportunity for service hours. And it sounded like a lot of fun to get to spend time with people I didn't know and to get to know new friends.
During the night, guests can choose from multiple activities that vary from karaoke to playing games.
So throughout the whole night, there's a ton of stuff that goes on. We have limousine rides, we have food, we have a dance floor, we have activities, we have a huge tic-tac-toe board, we have foosball.
Each of the guests had their own opinion on what their favorite activities were during the night.
Hanging out with friends, hanging out with my buddy.
Very good. I like the option where basically people can be silent and they can be loud.
I like it. Yeah, I get the high five other people.
Night to Shine is an event that guests can remember for years to come, with the new friendships and non-stop entertainment.
Oh my gosh, I think it makes their whole night and sometimes even their whole year. It's such an amazing thing to be a part of, and it really is just completely centered around them. Who doesn't like that?
At the end of the night, a crowning takes place, where every guest receives a crown or tiara to take home.
I think for them, it just makes them feel so loved and chosen. I know at the end of the night, every single person gets a crown and tiara, and I had just seeing the smile and the joy on their face is just what brings it home for everyone.
Many guests, buddies, and volunteers who attend Night to Shine plan on returning every year it is hosted to continue to give them an opportunity to shine.
I will definitely come next year. This has been such a fun night to be a part of it with somebody who is, you can just tell, it lights up their whole world.
With over 160 guests last year and 200 this year, the Ray family hopes to continue this event and make it an annual tradition. This has been Annalise Smalley and Morgan Weir from the MWHS Wildcat News.
HOSA students recently experimented with a laparoscopic surgery simulation on Wednesday, February 19th. The meeting provided students with a new way to develop surgical skills with a hands-on activity that allowed them to carry out the simulated surgery.
Assistant broadcast editor Bailey Christensen brings you the story.
On Wednesday, February 19th, surgical tech Amy Vitton brought in a simulation that represents a scope-like operation, a laparoscopic surgery simulator. Both HOSA and science teacher Jeremy Dawson's first block biology class had the opportunity to test out these interactive models.
A surgical tech came in and she brought us different simulations that the students would use to help them prepare for surgeries that they were scrubbing in on and help them discover kind of the steps that they need to take to help the surgeon and to make that surgery successful.
For the scope simulator, students were tasked with pulling paper clips out of the patient and learning hand-eye coordination through watching on a monitor.
They put different like styrofoam and like different fabrics in there, just like simulate like the organs and how jumbled they can get. And then there was paper clips, and you had to get the paper clips into a cup that they had. And it was really difficult because you had multiple people trying to accomplish the same thing.
Students who were not interacting with the scope were able to try a medical step-by-step guide on iPads, which helped them identify tools and materials to perform a simulated surgery and familiar themselves with the routine of putting someone under the knife. According to surgical tech Amy Vitten, surgical techs help doctors by monitoring the surgery and interjecting if needed while providing the correct instruments to perform the surgery at hand. She believes it is also important for students to get exposure and see the variety of jobs within the healthcare field, because commonly people believe that there are just doctors and nurses, which is not always the case. Activities such as these are important to give students a taste of their own options for their future career and get a grasp of what they might find interest in.
I have biology, first block. I've had human phys in the past, and the simulators are basically just a chance for the kids to kind of get a little bit of hands-on experience with, you know, kind of what they'll go through if they ever go to like a medical school or a medical program, even a nursing program. And we kind of offer it to freshmen to get them interested in it, to get them more interested in possibly joining HOSA or even possibly taking human phys class or the Health Science Academy.
Signing off, this has been Assistant Broadcast Editor Bailey Christensen for the MWHS Wildcat News.
As the 2020 presidential campaign heats up as November approaches, some new eligible voters will be casting their vote for who should win on the ballot.
Here's again Bailey Christensen and features editor Logan Bergren with a PSA on the top 3 reasons why you should vote.
With the beginning of 2020 comes the reemergence of the presidential election, specifically the Democratic primaries. Commonly, less than half of young voters have participated in past elections. According to TheAtlantic.com, this year could strike as the biggest turnout in history for youth, allowing the greatest representation of diverse beliefs. Now you may be wondering, why is voting important? Here's our top 3 reasons why you need to vote this election. Number 1, to gain the freedom to vote has been a major issue dated from the Revolutionary War to the 19th Amendment, meaning we must use our voice since we are fortunate enough to have one. Number 2, youth should care about how their life is going to play out, so by voting it allows them to push for a better, more stable future for themselves. Number 3, young voters is a powerful force in the political field since they make up 50% of the voter population. They have the ability to sway elections and put new policies into play. Now that you know that voting is very important, get out and learn when and where you are going to vote next, and be ready to stretch that democratic right. Who is going to win this 2020 election? That all depends on you, so make sure you get out and cast your vote.
The varsity girls and boys swim teams competed in the Metro competition on Friday, February 14th and Saturday, February 15th. Teams all around the Omaha Metro came to Millard West to participate in the event.
Online editor Jasmine Hermosillo Padilla and assistant sports director Miguel Paredes Reyes recap how each team did.
On February 14th and 15th, Millard West hosted the Metropolitan Conference Swim Meet. Here, swimmers competed for an opportunity to improve themselves while striving to qualify for state at the end of the season.
So Metros, we had a couple goals. One was to try and get some more people qualified for state. One was just having some people end the seasons with best times, and the other one that for people that already qualified for state to try and help them improve their position a little bit.
On the first day, the girls competed first, then followed by the boys. For Millard West, senior Sydney Hall was able to swim the girls' 100-yard butterfly in just 59.5 seconds in prelims. Dylan Fusick swam in the boys' 50-yard freestyle in 23.14 seconds, and Mia Olson, Sydney Hall, Emily Benjamin, and Gabby Nordiker swam the girls' 200-yard medley with a combined time of 156.4.
The first day for me was really good. I got my auto cut in the 50. Like I already got my time, so it was really about just racing and getting as far up in the places that I could.
On the second and final day of this Metro Meet, many Wildcats were able to improve their times to help the team's chances of placing higher.
So from that first day, not swimming super fast, to the second day, trying to swim faster. Bocat told us to drink a lot of water, roll out, and try to stretch.
On her second day, Sydney Hall was able to shut off 0.58 seconds off her 59.9 100-yard butterfly, placing her in third overall. In finals, Fusick was able to swim fast enough to place 16th overall, and the medley improved their times by 3.97 seconds. These improved times were able to get the girls placed in 6th and the boys placed in 5th, with multiple state qualifiers including Fusick.
I think I'll do very well because I PR'd in my 50 at Metros and I wasn't rested or tapered or shaved, so when I shave and am more rested, I think I'll swim a lot faster in that 50, and same with my 100 back.
This has been Jasmine Hermosillo Padilla and Miguel Paredes Reyes with the MWHS Wildcat News.
Most high school theater troupes rarely have the chance to meet the writer of a production. But for Millard West Drama, they were able to meet Monty Montalegre, a Millard West alum who wrote the play H+.
The department put on the show on Friday, February 21st and Saturday, February 22nd at 7 p.m. in the Blackhawks with Montalegre in attendance. Online editor Natalie Elschma and staff reporter Annabelle Harshbarger talked with the cast about this unique opportunity.
Pretty useless unless you know how it works. Plus, some of it will pop.
Pop?
On Friday, February 21st and Saturday the 22nd, the Millard West Black Box hosted the play H+ after weeks of preparation. This is a 2-person play that came with many monologues and personalities.
This has been a really hard show for the actors because it's only 2 people and there's a lot of like medical terminology and like engineering kinds of discussion, and so it's been cool watching the 2 actors overcome this like such like tricky script and really persevering to try to learn it all and put it out for the audience.
The play was written by Monty Montalegre, a Millard West alumni who now lives in New York. The play was inspired by the humanist movement and asking the question, what does it mean to be human? The play was performed by Carly Kotick and Caleb Eshelman, who had 3 weeks to memorize their script.
I play Allie, who is a cybernetic surgeon, and I basically, it's a real thing in real life, where they insert technology into humans, and people are doing this by themselves, often like in sketchy ways, but this kind of display just like travels into the mind of someone who is doing this.
Both actors were equally as important to the concept of the show and executed it very well, leaving the crowd wanting more.
I played John in H+, and he was a politician who became more and more corrupt and power hungry as the play went on.
Both characters were very different, which made each scene interesting and unique.
The dynamic between Allie and John is very interesting. Allie is more socially awkward. She doesn't interact with a lot of people all the time, and she likes to be isolated. Whereas John, he's a politician, that's kind of his job. So how they became friends is a very interesting story. And they kind of connected through their interest in augmenting humans with robotic parts.
Scared of the government, Allie packed up her shop and moved away, leaving behind her relationship with John. The drama department's next performance will be the Brothers Grimm Speculathon on April 30th and May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. This has been Natalie Eljamal and Annabelle Harshbarger with the MWHS Wildcat News.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of the MWHS Wildcat News.
To keep up to date on our latest stories, you can visit us on Instagram at MWHS.Catalyst and visit our Twitter at MWHSCatalyst. To see all the content we've produced over previous years, you can visit our website at www.millardwestcatalyst.com. See you later, Wildcats!